Hello everyone, this is Jack. In this video I'm going to cover how you can get rid of all of this grass and build raised beds for free. So let's get started. To build raised beds for free, you need some sort of a material to build raised beds. Now I happen to have a lot of firewood that I actually got for free. There's lots of orchards around me here in California, and I have few friends that actually let me have firewood from their orchards, whether they're peach orchards, almond orchards, all for free. So I got all of this for free, but if you don't have access to firewood for free, you can use logs, sticks, stones, and anything you can find for free to build your raised beds.
To fill my raised beds, I'm using some dead leaves, the compost I made myself, and the worm castings.
I'm not going to be adding these cardboard boxes underneath my raised beds to suppress weeds because cardboard boxes are actually designed to repel water. You should never add cardboard boxes underneath your raised beds because the water is not going to penetrate down into your raised beds, which is not good for the plants. So you know what that means? I actually don't like lasagna gardening. So what I'm going to be using these cardboard boxes is to put in between my raised beds for walkways. That way, none of the water is going to get down to the weeds and none of the sunlight is going to get down to the weeds.
Make sure to remove the plastic tape from the cardboard boxes. I configured the watering system to water my plants as well. I installed these shut-off valves to turn the water on and off on demand. These are not free. This is where I'll be building my raised beds, right here on this grass. First, I laid down the cardboard pieces in place for the walkway. I overlapped the cardboard so that no grass grows in the middle of the cardboard pieces. Next, I laid down the logs of firewood to make the sides of the raised bed. I got rid of the grass with the shovel by skimming the top 1 inch of soil and taking the grass out. It is very easy to get rid of the grass by skimming the top surface with the shovel. I hold the shovel with one hand and then push with the other. The beds are now free of grass. Next, I added a layer of dead leaves. Dead leaves provide mulch and organic material for the raised bed. The best part of adding dead leaves is to create bedding for earthworms, which makes perfect habitat for earthworms to multiply and create worm castings. Next, I went to my worm bin and grabbed worm castings along with some earthworms. Worm castings are rich in microbes and live enzymes, which makes the plants thrive. These earthworms are miracle makers in growing food. These are red wiggler worms that do very well in confined spaces and are perfect for making compost for the garden. I feed kitchen scraps to the worms and I got a lot of worm castings and a lot of worms all for free. I then added the worm castings along with the worms on top of the layer of dead leaves. This creates perfect habitat for worms and encourages the worms to stay and multiply. I also made a video on how to fill your raised bed with free organic fertilizer. This process takes about 4 months and you can make compost and worm castings in place right in your raised beds. I'll leave a link to the video in the description if you're interested. However, I want to fill these raised beds right away, so I'm adding the compost that I made earlier. I also made a video on how to make hot compost. I'll leave a link to this video in the description as well. I kept adding the compost and mixing it in. I used all of my compost to fill these raised beds. The raised beds are now ready, filled with compost, including a habitat for earthworms along with some earthworms.
So this is how you get rid of grass, build your raised beds and then fill your raised beds all for free. Sometimes we just have to see what kind of resources are around us and get stuff done by utilizing those resources and not spend a lot of money. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in another video.